Disclaimer: I am not a mechanic, AMP, AMT, AME. I am not a CFI, CFII. I think you get the point. If you have any questions, concerns, or etc., seek the advice of experts. I am a private pilot who owns a plane and is trying to give back to the aviation community by sharing my own experience in aircraft ownership. Please refer to your aircraft's POH, as every aircraft is different. And remember, we're all in this together, so be safe out there.
So the purchase of a new airplane, you're all excited, you pick out the right one, you're ready to go in it, but once you get it home and once you fly it a few times, you notice that there's bug gunk all over your plane, there's soot from chimneys, there's all kinds of poop and who knows what else that's covering your plane, so you naturally want to clean it. But you read the stories, you look online, you don't really know how to clean the thing, right? So what I'm going to do today is kind of show you some tips and tricks and ways to clean your plane that won't destroy it. Of course, you want to look at your pilot operating handbook and make sure that these are the right methods for your aircraft. However, this will be applicable to most of them. So again, make sure you take a look at those POHs before you get started. So very basic, what you can use to start off and cleaning your plane, and I suggest doing this every time you return to the hangar, is just go to the dollar store and get one of these bottles and fill it with water. Just normal water, nothing too crazy. If you want to go distilled, go for it, but I use just normal water out of the tap. And the dollar store will have these as well. I get these in the Costco pack, which has about a bajillion for $6 or something like that. But they're microfiber towels, and they really help to get the hard water stains out of the water or airplane, and then also the bugs are lifted off much easier if you use one of these microfiber cloths. They're not really used for drying, but more or less making sure you get these fine sediments off the plane. That's what you're worried about. And then get a bunch of these little towels. They're just 100% cotton towels to rub off oil spots or anything to that effect. But for bugs and general cleaning, this is going to be your best friend. So to start off, doesn't really have to be too expensive, just a bottle of water and a microfiber cloth. Now I know most of you want to go in a little bit more detail and make the plane shiny, so you can step up from just the bottle of water over here. So we've got Clearview all-service foam and cleaner. This is specially designed for aircraft and I believe boats as well. Relatively inexpensive. You can find it at all the pilot shops online. But this is for spot surface cleaning. Usually if I've got a large buildup of bugs on my surfaces, I just spray it, wait for a few seconds, and then wipe it off with the microfiber cloth. Again, adding water, spraying this Clearview, and then with waxing, which I thought waxing was some special thing that you had to do and get special aircraft wax and, you know, everything else with flight, you've got to be very specific. But this is just ordinary wax. This is a Carnauba wax formula. Any good wax from the automotive store, and I mean good where just read the reviews and make sure it's not junk that you're buying. And you just wipe it down like you would wax your vehicle. So pretty easy, relatively inexpensive. This is great wax. I think it was $4. So $4, $1, water's free, and this Clearview was a few bucks as well, depending on shipping and handling. So just with these three, you can really maintain your plane with between washes. So moving a little bit down the wing here, this is kind of your next step here, and it's all of this, and I'll just kind of go through and tell you which each one does. Each one has a specialty. So the first one is the fleet wash. Think of this as general soap for your plane, right? So you use this, and I believe it's a 10-to-1 ratio. You want to make sure to read the actual directions here. Actually, I'm looking at it right now. It's 20 parts to 1. However, really super inexpensive, and since it's so concentrated, it's a 20-to-1 ratio. I've used this ever since I've had this plane, and you can see how much I've actually used it. I've washed it a few times. For spot washing, just put it in, again, one of the little spray bottles, and you're good to go. Like I said, this is the general soap of the aircraft. So This is protecting all the surfaces. It's not eroding the aluminum or any of the surfaces. Secondly, the Carbon X. Underneath the plane, you're going to have a lot of junk, and that's carbon buildup and oil buildup. With the Fleet Wash, it does okay. However, with the Carbon X, that really gets in there, and without destroying your paint or aluminum or any other surfaces, this helps get rid of all that oil and all that sediment, especially underneath the plane. You want to make sure that you're not neglecting underneath the plane. Lastly here, you'll have a Polyglide, and what that is you just want to put that in the spray bottle, and after you've washed it, you've done your Fleet Wash, your Carbon X, this is the last step. Basically spray the entire plane down, wipe it off with your microfiber cloth, and this is like a wax actually. It'll put a protective layer all over your plane. What that will do is it will make sure when a bug hits, it won't stick as much as it normally does, and it just protects and shines the surface. So this is kind of the extreme if you want to do a full wash. If you want to save a bit of money, I would recommend just getting the Fleet Wash, especially if you want to do the waxing. All you have to do is actually do your thing of wax. Now that of course will take a lot more time than just spraying on Polyglide. But last thing I want to show you here is kind of fits in this video. It's fresh scents, odor eliminating. You don't have to get the odor eliminating, whatever the cheapest thing is. And what this is to collect oil and any other type of fluids. Know that most planes drip something. So what this is used for dogs. If they have accidents in the house, or if they have a particular place in the house that they have to relieve themselves. But this is great because it has an absorbent mix within here, and you can place this under the plane and you should be good to go with drips and spills, so it doesn't contaminate the floor of your hangar. So the whole reason we do this washing is, number one, to protect the paint. Number two, to make sure your surfaces are shiny, because, you know, who wants a dirty, ugly plane? And number three, you actually gain performance. The larger the plane, the more performance that you're actually going to get from washing and maintaining your surfaces. After a while, this bug residue and all this other kind of junk that collects on your aircraft will change the way that wind deflects off of especially your wings. So if you maintain, wash your aircraft and make sure that it's nice, clean, and shiny, you'll actually get a performance enhancement from it. So just another reason to make sure that your plane is shiny and ready to go. So that's about it. Appreciate you watching, and have a good one.